Lads and lasses, lords and ladies, warriors in the making, welcome to Valheim 101 with Big CheeZ. Howdy folks, how y'all doing out there? I hope you're having a great day. I hope, like me, you are loving the world of Valheim. I hope you've got your copies, one of the 1 million people who've joined this game in early access already. I hope you've got your friends saddled up for your horde. But just in case you are struggling to get started in Valheim, I'm here to give you a hand, okay? This is Valheim 101. We're going to do a little crash course of what to do as you get started on your days out in Valheim. This is my little dude, okay? We got started already. You've already got a little torch as you join in, and we've got a hammer just so I can show you the building stuff as we go on, okay? But we'll show you how to do all of that as we go on, okay? First of all, I have to tell you in Valheim, okay, is nothing is your friend, okay? As bad as it's horrible, as cold as that is to say, look, my character's already cold because of it. There is nothing in this world that will not either try and kill you, hurt you, or run away from you, okay? And there's only one thing that will run away from you, and that is the deer. Everything else wants to hurt you, okay? And when I say everything, I do mean everything, okay? The trees, they want to hurt you, okay? If you are cutting down trees and one of them happens to fall on your head, odds on it, you're gonna die. Okay, and there's not just one tree, okay? If that tree hits other trees, there's a domino effect going on. All those trees are going to hit you and you're going to die, okay? But we're going to hit back at those trees, okay? All these little trees, when you get started in Valheim, all these little trees are your enemy, okay? You want to run over to them, you want to punch them a lot, you want to take out that anger, that frustration. Odin has brought you to this 10th world and left you here alone. Hopefully you'll have friends with you, and you're going to use this to grab your resources, okay? Over here, that's our little wood starter, okay? And if you can, you'll find a little pile like this, which is great, okay? A little pile of 4 rocks. This will be your first tool, okay? So if you hit tab, you will get your inventory open. As you can see, we've got a few things here. My character has been around for a little while. What do you got, dude? Come on then, bro. Let's go, dude. What do you got? Okay, that's the normal punching attack. You click your mouse button, you got your little special attack. Okay, that's the same for pretty much every weapon in the game. Okay, some weapons don't necessarily have a special. Okay, and do not worry, by the way, if you die, you will respawn right there. Okay, when you're first starting out in Valheim, don't be scared to die, okay? It might happen, but also don't be scared to run away, okay? When you're first getting started out in Valheim, if you die, you do not start getting the disadvantages of dying, okay? Disadvantages of dying is one, you drop all your stuff, but you can go grab it again if you're quick. I don't know yet what happens if you die twice. I believe, probably, like it is in most Valheim games, you will lose all of your stuff, because it tends to be that the beacon will then disappear. My beacons have disappeared, so I think that is the case in this game. But the other thing that happens is that you will lose some of the progress on your skills. Okay, like I said, tab brings up your inventory, okay, and we're going to go through this real quick, okay? Tab gives you your inventory up here. This is your hotbar up here, okay? This is your health and your food, okay? We're going to go through that in 2 seconds. Over here, you have your crafting menu, okay? As it says, crafting. The thing we're going to build first is a stone axe, all right? And second rule in Valheim, as you know, as on with do not trust anything, everything will try and kill you. Second rule is always go for the tool rather than putting equipment, clothing or anything like that first, okay? So don't put your hats first, don't put your cloaks first or anything like that. Go for the tool, because the tool will help you get the other materials in order to get to that stage quicker again, okay? So axe is fantastic usable tool in this, okay? Axe is both a tool and a weapon, okay? The stone axe will help your efforts when it comes to cutting down trees, so it will help us do this to a birch tree, okay? We can start taking out the really big ones like this. Hopefully this will come down pretty quick, like now. Okay, not now. Fair enough, have it now. But now, there you go, okay? Coming down now, okay? Like I said, it will fall, all right? And this will fall on you if you're not careful, okay? Now, if I was standing underneath this and was stupid enough to cut that, that would kill me, okay? I'm not that stupid, however. No, I've been that stupid a few times, okay? It will happen, don't worry. It happens a lot, it happens more than I want to say. Okay, screw off, dude. Like I said, axe is both weapon and tool, okay? You have skills in this game, which I'll show you in just 2 seconds once we grab this wood. Right? So, in tab, when you hit tab, okay, you've got your crafting, like I said, you've got inventory like that. You've got these ones up here, however. So, Big CheeZ is my guy's name, all right? Here, we have our Valheim Compendium. This is all of your tutorials, all the message logs, all your effects and everything like that that are on you, okay? Fantastic, helpful, handy. But this is the one that we're going to really look at. These are your skills, all right? Now, when you get started in Valheim, you will have all these ones down to about here. Okay, including swimming, up to about there. Right, that's where yours will stop. As you get more equipment in the game, you'll get access to all these other skills. Okay, so hairs in my mouth from the hat, from everything else. This is the getup I usually wear, by the way, when I'm recording my proper episodes of Valheim. So you fancy jumping and joining me there? Stick around for the channel. Okay, but this is just helpful hints, all right? So, like I said, check out these. All right, these will tell you how far along you are and whatever skills. Okay, wood cutting, very handy right at the start. But as you go along, your woodcutting and your axes. Axes represents your weapon, your damage with the axe. Okay, woodcutting represents damage against hitting a tree. They will tend to go up hand in hand. Just if you're using them, it will be the most valuable weapon when you get started in Valheim. So you know, keep on it, keep using it. When you get into later ages, onto different materials, you can still get an axe. Okay, and it's still a tool as well as a weapon. So it's a very good one to be. Anyway, so you grabbed your stone, you grabbed your wood, okay? You need some food, right? In Valheim, you need food. Food is a thing in Valheim. Don't you worry, all right? However, Valheim treats it a little bit differently to other games, all right? In Valheim, food does not represent these are the demons. Just so you know, boars are not your friends, okay? If they hit you, that is the most terrifying noise to me in the whole Valheim, okay? But they will go for you, they will gun you, they will attack you without mercy, unrelenting in their hunger. They're not even their hunger, they just want to hurt you. They're not even going to eat you. But they always move in packs. Well, nearly always move in packs. You can tame them eventually, but that's for later on, okay? For now, if you ever see boars, attack them, okay? Every time you see a boar, go for it, okay? Because you will really want, later on, when you're making a bow or something like that, you will want the leather from the boars, okay? You really will. And as soon as you see them, just go for them, okay? What's the worst that can happen is that you can die. But if you have your respawn, if you have that one over there or something like that, you can run back, grab the stuff, and take the boar out again, okay? Don't you worry, don't you stress about it. Valheim is a game where you are probably going to die a handful of times, all right? But it's easy enough to grab your stuff and try again. Now, you got your stuff, you got your first tools, okay? Ideally, you're gonna have gone around, you know, grab a few more bits and bobs, grab a few more wood, okay? You'll have your stone axe, you'll have your hammer. You might even make a club, okay? If you really want to, you can make a club. This is your first proper weapon. Crude but useful weapon. It's up to you, okay? If you prefer using a club, you can have a club. Like I said, you know, we've got this one. We'll make it up together now. Okay, clubs are alright, okay? It's nice, good swing or anything like that on it, and it's got the little special, shit out of special attack. Isn't that a special attack? Okay, fair enough. They're good, they're alright, but as like I said, if you're working heavily on your axe, then your axe will compensate out for being a tool as well as a weapon over a club before you know it, okay? Now, third lesson, natural food, okay? You have the option of cooking, obviously, right? In every survival game you always do, but natural food is a much easier resource, okay? And when you get started in Valheim, use it plentifully, okay? You will find mushrooms, you'll find berries, you'll find all sorts of bits and bobs just hanging off bushes or in the ground or anything like that, and they make up your food, okay? Now Valheim, like I said, is different in terms of food, in terms of survival games, because it doesn't tax you. It doesn't say like, you know, you have to have food, you have to have food in order to survive. It doesn't work like that in Valheim. It's a little bit different. That's what I mean by it. It does. That did about the same amount of damage as the axe did for me, okay? And obviously it's a bit different because my axe is a lot higher than my club or sword in terms of skill, but you know, it swings and roundabouts. It's 6 of 10 on one, 6 of one and 12, half a dozen of the other. That's the word I'm looking for. Anyway, right, food, okay? So food is very different about him, like I said, right? This is your health down here. Right now, we've been attacked a few times, so our health is quite low, right? It's not gonna go back up until we've eaten some food. Food is represented by this bar here, okay? Gray means it's not moving. I heard a roar, heard a growl. There's a dude somewhere. Somewhere. Over the rainbow, there's a dude somewhere. Anyway, yes, right? So like I said, this is the food, okay? We haven't eaten anything, so that's why it's not on anything, okay? Now you have these 3 little squares next to it. You can barely see, I don't know if you're gonna be able to make it out in the video, but hopefully. So I keep hearing the roar. Keep an eye out for sounds, or ear out for sounds, okay? They will signify greybeards, grey dwarves, who are your most common enemy in Valheim, and they'll signify boars, which are the worst noise in Valheim. They'll signify deers and that kind of thing as well, which you can sneak up on and get some other leather and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm rambling, as always. But there's 3 little squares here. These represent the 3 types of food you can eat, okay? Now your health is based on your quality of food that you have eaten. So, as you can see, if you hover over it, okay, mushrooms, they weigh a little bit, it tells you how much health you get, so 15. Stamina we get out of it is 20, and it lasts 600 seconds, okay? For example, the cooked meat, okay, it weighs a bit more because we've got so much more of it, to be fair with you, okay? It does, however, give us 40 health, 30 stamina, and lasts 1200 seconds, okay? So we are going to eat those like over them, okay? If we have these 2 and we're gonna, you know, have a choice between what we're eating, we're absolutely gonna eat the meat because it's gonna give us more health and more energy, okay? But while you get started in Valheim, there's nothing wrong with the natural ones, okay? You will find plenty of raspberries, you'll find plenty of mushrooms, you'll find quite a few blueberries as well once you kind of get exploring different areas, but these are all really good, okay? And will give you the stamina and health you need to kind of get started. Stamina is this bar that we have down the bottom here, okay? And when you're in your fights, you'll notice it goes down pretty quickly, okay? So swing and it drops, okay? trying to that time, all right? But it's nice and easy. It's not that hard to do in Valheim, okay? Now, in terms of combat, you have your swings, okay? You have generally got special attack, which we don't have with any of these weapons right now. Basic ones, you don't, the kind of first ones you get, you don't necessarily get a special attack, but the fists, so we put this away. If you click the hotkey again, you'll be back on your fist and you can do a little kick. Also, if you don't want an equipped weapon, if you press R, you can just stick it on your back, if you like how that looks too, which is kind of nice, right? Now, as you explore Valheim, you will find a bunch of little huts and shacks, okay? Go and check in these, okay? Generally, there'll be a chest or something like that in them, and it'll give you a handy little boost of resources or something like that. You'll also tend to find a lot of beehives in huts. Do not go for these until you have a bow, okay? You need to be able to shoot those beehives, otherwise they will attack you, they will poison you, they will make you die, and you don't want that. But once you can shoot them, you can get honey out of them, you get queen bees out of them, which you'll use later on to make a hive, and you can get your own source of honey going, which is then you have your own source of food. Fantastic stuff, right? Self-sufficiency is the name of the game. Be able to do all of this on your own thing, and without worrying, be able to prepare properly is a big thing about Valheim if you want to get stuck into it properly and not have to worry about dying every 5 seconds, right? Which is exactly how I started my adventure. Anyway, right? Okay, so you got your food and your health is then going up, okay? You have a base health of 25, and depending on what food you eat, that will obviously go up over time, okay? It's also based on you being hot or cold or comfortable or whatever, that would then go up quicker, okay? Now, that's that sorted out, okay? You have your inventory, you have your skills, you have everything like that. You do have a little thing for trophies, so as you kill enemies, the bigger enemies, you may drop a head trophy or something like that. Obviously, this is maybe a bit more populated than what you've seen so far, but there's all sorts of things like this in the later game, okay? You'll get to that stuff, don't you worry. Right, but you got your first tools, okay? You got your first weapon, you got food sorted out. Now you need a place you can call home, okay? Which is what we have just over this hill, okay? I'm gonna show you the basics, really, of building in this game, in Valheim, okay? So, first things first is finding the right place to build, okay? Now, you will find a lot, I'm just gonna grab some more food, okay? You will find a lot of these sort of circles of stone, okay? They'll be across the whole map, they'll be constantly popping up. You'll find these, or you'll find kind of longer stones of, you'll kind of find like ellipses of stones as well, okay? Both are nice places to build, okay? Both will lay things out quite nicely, but the circles of stone are good for a few reasons, okay? One, because they have flat ground, okay? Or flattish ground, anyway. Which is good for Valheim because of the structural integrity part of the game. Okay, so if we do this, okay, you can see this is green. Yep. It means you've got good structural integrity. You can continue to build on top of it or off of it and not really have to worry. Okay, blue is what you want best. Okay, but that is ground level. Okay, so that is the most structural integrity you can get in Valheim. Okay, so if we go inside, however. See up here, where it's yellow or kind of darker yellow or whatever, okay, that is going to get towards the weaker end, okay? Now, structural integrity is based, it kind of just climbs as you go. Now, if we didn't have these supports, however, which I'm going to show you now, I can't do it because I haven't put the crafting station down. Of course, I forgot something. Of course, okay, my bad. So, in order to build or really do anything in terms of base building or tools or anything like that, you need this, okay? This is a workbench. Now, if you can see, if you can show you, okay, I don't think I can't show you over there. That's a bit crappy. There we go, right? So you can see that white line or the red line there, okay? That represents the area of effect that this workbench has. You can only build within that circle, which is another reason why these stone circles are good. It will kind of restrain you to kind of building in one area, okay? Now, as you go into Valheim, as days pass, everything like that, you'll get certain events happen called the woods are awake or the woods are walking, right? Which means basically that enemies will pour out of the woods and come to attack your base or you, wherever you are. There'll be quite a few, get off my house, dude. I mean, it must mean it's good, the birds here. But when you have, a base around the stone circle, it means there's a bit less to build around, okay? Which means that you can kind of do this. You can kind of start building your wooden wall out and stuff like that, and not really have to worry about the little bits in between. It's just, and it looks nice. For me, I built in a stone circle for my first base, mostly for the aesthetic point. I wasn't really worried about the flat ground part of it, as much as I just liked having the little kind of stone circle going around it. But as you can see, we've still got the blue structural integrity, building on the ground, it's just much easier, okay? But like that wall's nice and secure, right? Makes it nice and easy, okay? Now, down here, however, like I said, we've got the supports, okay? Now, supports play a big role in Valheim in terms of building, okay? When you are doing roofs and stuff like that, we'll end up branching them up into the roof, okay? So you can build like a proper Viking hall, which I'll show you on another video. I've got a whole bigger, crazier base setup than this, but this is all you need to really get started in Valheim. Now, as I was saying before, okay, this is what happens if you don't have the support, okay? We take that out, you can see that that structural integrity is fading, okay, because it's gone down to yellow instead of the green, all right? Now, generally, 2 pieces away from a support and you're in trouble, okay, which is why this one hasn't fallen down yet. Now, if we take out this one, however, now you can see how these are breaking or gone down to red. That should have really dropped. This one, take out that one, and then this should break. Come on, break. Break. Why are you breaking? That make this that good? It's just really... Oh, this is going to be painful. Okay, this is going to drop a lot of stuff, unfortunately, but right, just to show you guys what happens. Take out that one. Okay, seriously? Seriously? There we go. All that just for that, okay? Okay, so that's what I mean, right? So in Valheim, structural integrity is very important, all right? You need to make sure that you're supporting your building properly, okay, or things are gonna fall apart. If enemies come along, they will naturally attack the work grafting benches and that kind of thing first, okay, before they attack the supports, but they will eventually get around to it, which means you wanna make sure your building is generally as shored up as it can be, all right? When you are going through this, you will put your walls down across the whole thing. You'll make sure they can't get to it. You'll have these things as well to make sure they can't get to it, all right? Don't worry, you'll be able to make sure your buildings are nice and secure. But as long as you are making it sure that you are putting supports in place, okay? Generally, I'd say every kind of 2 platforms put a support, just to make sure that it stays nice and level. And because you want to make sure that everything on the bottom floor is green. It'll make it much easier as you get higher up to kind of ensure the structural integrity up there stays firm, okay? When you get onto building ridiculous buildings like big Viking long houses or something like that, you will get into issues, right? Where you find that the structural integrity doesn't stay that good as you go higher up, okay? That's gonna happen. Don't worry about it. You will find ways of getting around it, and I can help you with that too. Okay, like I said, I've got a Viking hall that I've kind of messed around with. It took me a good couple of days to kind of get that sorted out and messing around with different beams and stuff like that, and I can show you guys how to get that going. But right now, this is all you need for a good starter base in Valheim. Okay, when you are building, it seems like a stupid thing to say, but make sure when you start building with roof, okay, you stay at the same degree for that whole level. All right, you can keep building like that, don't worry, it will work. It's not like just gonna break or anything, but it just makes things so much easier. So as you can see, we've got 45s for those and we've got 26 for these other one, okay? So we're just gonna finish this off real quick, and this will give us our first little house, all right? It doesn't take a lot, okay? You can have this done within the day, don't worry. Come on, turn it a little bit. If you can see down the bottom right, okay, you have got left shift. That will toggle snapping on or off. So you can have that as kind of a nice and easy thing. Now, we've got that there, and we're just going to turn this a little bit and finish off with a nice little topper. Okay, as you can see, the top one is only just structurally integral enough, but it gives us a nice framing off for the house. So we've got the greens for the bottom, because it goes up to yellow for the second level, and then we go into orange for that one. Okay, these two will probably be here because, or already on orange compared to this one, most likely because there's not as much structural integrity on this side of the house. Okay, but once you've got a roof up, you can grab your workbench from outside and move it inside. Okay, in order to be able to use your workbench properly, you need to have a roof over it, okay? And a roof does constitute these actual roofs, okay? You can't do what most games do for crafting or for building and like that. Floors do not count as ceilings, not in Valheim, unfortunately. As much as I wish they would, that'd be much easier. But unfortunately they don't, okay? You need to have a roof over it. You also need to have it kind of blocked off. It can't be open to the elements. It will give you a warning for that too. But if you do that, then you're laughing, all right? Your base is already ready to go, okay? So you've got your workbench. The only other thing you need is a bed. So whack that down 2 in a corner, whack in a chest, and your base is ready to go. Nice and easy, right? So when you have a bed, just make sure you click it, you claim it as your spawn point. So you hit E or claim it as that one. So spawn point set. If you die, you'll pop back here, okay? But with the workbench, you'll have access to all the tools that you have for it. You'll have arrows and bows and all this kind of thing. And as you can see, as we've been using our tools, things have degraded. This little bar represents its condition. As you use them, things will go down. But do not start throwing things away, okay? This is why you want to do this kind of thing as quickly as you can. It'll make things much easier for you. You don't have to keep wasting resources or anything like that. You can click this little box here and it will repair everything that belongs to that workbench. Nice and easy, right? Don't worry, right? If you didn't know that, there are a lot of people who don't realize that, okay? Unless you actually hover over it, it will tell you repair an item. But unless you hover over it, it won't tell you, okay? So don't even worry, right? But that's foraging, that's what to keep an eye out for, that's building a base in the first things of Valheim. You can build a base next to water, you'll be laughing because it gives you a supply of necks, which are one of the other creatures that give you meat in this game. It'll be a different source of meat, which means that you can cook it and it'll give you these ones here. And like I said, you know, cooked meat, cooked food will always give you more health and stamina than kind of normal food does, like organic food you find on bushes or anything like that. But there are only 2 sources of meat so far for kind of basic bits of the game. But if you are by the water, if you go by the water, go by the shoreline, you will find flint as well, okay? So meadows, you'll get normal stones, you'll get wood, you'll get access to a load of trees that will give you other wood later on. The shoreline, it will give you, in the meadows, it will give you flint, which you use to get more advanced equipment. Later on, we'll get onto other stuff later on. We'll do another video for exploration later on. But that's the basics, guys, okay? So what to keep an eye out for? Good food to keep an eye out for. Building, like I said, you know, this area is good, little bits like this. But to be fair, if you're just using these, do a little, your little supports, do 4 along, 4 back or 3 back or whatever, you'll have a decent enough house. You don't really need to worry about going too high or anything like that with it. You can get into kind of crazier stuff later on. But as you can see, we've got plenty of room in here. We've got plenty of room to spare. And I can move this into a corner. It's, you know, right now we just kind of chuck things in. But it's good. It's a good start in Valheim, okay? It's all the start you need, all right? But right now we're just going to light things up with a little bit of wooden resin. And we're cushy. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I hope that's helped. I hope that's helped you get started in Valheim with a good start. With a basic start, okay? Hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you have a great time playing Valheim. I love it to bits. It's a fantastic game. I've got a few servers on this. If you want to join me, then give me a shout in the comments. I'll be putting up more videos of how-tos. We've got, like I said, exploration ones coming up of where to find good resources and bits and pieces like that. We've got combat ones coming up. We've got extra kind of more advanced building ones coming up as well. We've got all sorts of stuff. I've also got ones coming up in terms of building of literally how to build a dock out onto the water, which is a bigger task than it sounds. Ones of how to build a Viking long haul, all sorts of stuff. But thank you for joining me today. I hope it's helped. I'm back very soon with some more how-tos and more Valheim in the future. I've been Big CheeZ. If you've enjoyed what you've seen today, then please check some cheddar on that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and continue to share the channel far and wide. But most of you guys, stay happy, stay positive, and stay cheesy out there. And I will see you warriors later. Bye-bye.